Welcome, everybody, to Smith County High School. The Smith County Lady Owls get set to take on the Gordonsville Tigerettes. It is the high school softball game of the week here at Smith County. My name's Jacob Vincent, joined by Noah McKay, and our first chance to do some softball this year. First chance to see the defending two-time 1A state champion Gordonsville Tigerettes. And the first chance to see the Smith County Lady Owls, who are 8-4 on the season as well, trying to defend their home field against one of the best teams in the state, in the Tigerettes.
They certainly are, and you look at this matchup, and really for the rest of the season, all the way through till the final day of the season, the Gordonsville Tigerettes are going to be a heavy favorite in every game they play. But I've been to a way more than enough Smith County versus Gordonsville games, no matter the sport, to know you can throw the records out the window. This is a bitter rivalry in every sport between these two county rivals. It's going to be an interesting matchup today. You mentioned Smith County. They're playing good softball. Their offense has come to life. They're going to need it today as Kaylee Plumley's going on the other side.
In the circle for Smith County today is going to be Chloe Collins. Obviously, we know that name. Obviously, a very good basketball player, and she'll get to go up against a lineup that looks like this for the Tigerettes, who are 19-1 on the season, coming off a win against Smyrna on Monday, 2-1. Kat Johnson, the shortstop, will lead it off. Kaylee Plumley bats second. She'll be in the circle. Abby Brinkley, the center fielder, bats third. Bailey Stewart cleans it up behind the plate. Mackenzie Herron is in left field, batting fifth. Callie Dillard is at first base, batting sixth. Batting seventh is Kaylin Roberts, the second baseman. Laura Thompson is the designated player. Batting eighth and batting ninth is Camry Johnson, the right fielder. Kat Johnson steps in. She's a transfer in for this Tigerettes team, just a freshman, but sounds like a pretty darn good player. And the off-speed will miss outside from Collins, 1-0.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch her play. From everything we've heard, she's the next big thing. She's the heir apparent to the young lady batting second. So the word that jumps out, smooth her game. Smooth at everything in the field and at home plate.
Collins brings home the 1-0, gets her to swing through it, and Johnson early on in this one up in the box on the plates, and now a 1-1 count.
Collins needs to be her best. It is a challenge for an opposing pitcher knowing who's on the other side. You got to bring your best. So far, it's two nice pitches for her.
1-1 count to Johnson at the plate. Collins brings it home, ground ball left side, gloved well, throw to first is there. And just on the third pitch, Maddie Kemp able to make a nice play over the hot corner, gets the first out of the inning.
Yeah, Kemp playing in off the bag there, and she fields it cleanly. Well hit softball, and a big first out. And anytime Kaylee Plumley comes to the plate with the bases empty, it's a really good thing for you.
It is a good thing. Obviously, can do some damage with the bat as she steps in for the first time today. She hit one in their game against Smyrna the other night, a solo shot that Goose said went probably 260 feet. And she swings and misses at that one.
And she certainly has found her rhythm on both sides of the diamond, and she's tomahawking them right now. So as we always say, don't make the mistake to Plumley. Walking her is nearly the best case scenario.
Well, you saw it low and away. She went after it. So it's 0-1 here to Plumley. That one is in there for a called strike. It's 0-2 now to Kaylee Plumley.
It's a really good pitch. Drops right through the heart of the zone. And now you go ahead if you're Collins.
One gone in the inning after the ground out to Kemp. Plumley steps in with an 0-2 count. Collins in the circle. Trying to get a big out here in the second batter of the ball game. Here's the 0-2. Outside, high in the air, out to left. It'll stay in. Left fielder out there, able to make the grab. For out number 2, Lauren Carlisle tracks it down.
It's a great start for Collins in the circle for Smith County. She gets a couple of outs in the field. Her defense backs her up, but she's been in the zone, really locating her pitches early on.
And obviously for the Tigerettes, it's not just Kaylee Plumley. It's 1 through 9 in the lineup that can do some damage. As Abby Brinkley, the center fielder, will now step in. Was their leadoff batter last year with Johnson coming in. Kind of slots down here to the 3 spot, more of a power spot. First pitch from Collins. Didn't quite have a good grip on it. Misses away, 1-0. First softball game of the year that we've been able to do. Glad to be along. Perfect day for it.
Fantastic weather.
Wearing shorts and just the polo today. A little bit different than yesterday. Comes the 1-0 from Collins. That'll miss outside. 2-0 now.
Anything back here, it's coming right into your living room today.
We are on the net, and literally on the net.
I've MacGyvered it so that we don't even have the net. But some of those plays, as you've seen, maybe a little net in the way, but doing our best.
Comes the 2-0 from Collins. That one misses away. 3 balls and no strikes now to the center fielder for the Tigerettes, and Brinkley at the plate.
It's a good take for Brinkley because that pitch is pretty good, but it does miss. But 2-0, kind of want to take a hack at it.
Here's the 3-0 taking the whole way. And that one's a called strike on the outside corner, 3-1.
Man, a 1-2-3 inning would be huge for the Lady Owls. Give yourselves a chance with the bats in the bottom half on your home field against your arch rival.
Get to some fun stats coming up in the bottom of the inning for Smith County. Here's the 3-1. And that one misses. It'll be ball 4 issued to Abby Brinkley. So the first base runner aboard, and the first walk issued of the ball game for Collins in the circle will bring the catcher Bailey Stewart to the plate for the first time, the cleanup batter for the Tigerettes.
And you kind of hit on it. Of course, Plumlee takes the headlines, and rightfully so, but 1 through 9, there's no rest. So even with 2 outs, you can't kind of breathe that sigh of relief. There's nowhere in the lineup where you find relief, and certainly not here in the 4 spot.
Stewart steps in, Brinkley over at first. 2 gone in the inning, and that's a good first pitch strike across to Stewart.
Yes, a lot of downward action on these pitches. That one starts in on the hands and kind of dips down across the zone.
And we know this Tigerettes team, they've got power all over the place.
They do.
Obviously, their state championship was a run rule victory last year. That one's swing and a miss, and it's 0-2 now to Bailey Stewart at the plate.
And she's been ahead of most hitters, except that last one, which resulted in the walk. Her 2 outs so far, and now here, been ahead in counts, and that gives you a big power position.
2 outs, runner on first. Collins trying to get out of a good inning. Here's the 0-2. Runner going, misses outside, no throw to second, so it will be a stolen bag for Abby Brinkley into scoring position. And a 1-2 count to Stewart now.
Got a good crowd tuning in, Jacob, for some softball action.
Yeah, appreciate you tuning in. Our high school softball game of the week. First one of the year that we've been able to get out to. Absolutely perfect today here in Carthage. That one gets through the legs of Kemp at third base. Brinkley turns the corner at third. She will score, and Stewart has herself an RBI single, and the Tigerettes on top 1-0.
That ball was ripped on the ground. It did go right through the legs, but that glove had to be on the ground immediately. And from nobody on with 2 outs, you get a run across still with 1 on for the Tigerettes, and the start they were looking for.
Get a runner on here as well for the Tigerettes for Stewart, the courtesy runner for the catcher. And how big was that stolen base for Abby Brinkley as well? With 2 strikes, an 0-2 count, she steals second base. And Stewart able to handle something and put it through the infield, right between the legs of Kemp. And you said it, really wasn't a whole lot she could do. It was so sharply hit. So it's a 1-0 lead for the Tigerettes, and stepping in for the first time will be the left fielder Mackenzie Herron. Collins ready to go, showing bunts, pulls it back, runner down to second, throw not in time, and it'll be a stolen base for the courtesy runner for Bailey Stewart and Paisley Underwood.
Aggressiveness on the base pass early here for Gordonsville. Both players that have been on have moved over to second. We saw it capitalized for a run already.
A 1 count here to Herron. Here it is from Collins. That one misses upstairs. Evens the count up at 1 apiece now, but again, another runner in scoring position. Looked like Collins was going to get through a pretty clean inning here. Had 2 strikes on Abby Brinkley, on Bailey Stewart with a runner on first. And then Stewart able to get something she could handle. Here's the 1-1. That one bops out of the glove, and advancing up to third base will be Underwood. And now just 1 base away for the second run of the game. 2-1 count here to Herron as well.
And just no panic for Gordonsville. The 2 outs, they just go right back, same approach at home plate, and looking to stretch the lead already.
Herron steps in, Collins ready to go. The 2-1 pitch misses outside. 3 balls and 1 strike to Mackenzie Herron for the Tigerettes, who already lead 1-0 and threatening again here with 2 outs. The Smith County team had an interesting game on Monday. They won 25-11. As that 3-1 misses inside, and that one will be a walk issued. So first and third now.
We mentioned Collins is really in the zone early. She's lost that just a little bit here. Thanks for that, Jacob. Appreciate it.
Well, for some reason, the audio went out in my right ear.
Then you just sent a shockwave through my ear.
had to reset it. First and third here for Callie Dillard. And that one misses inside, and then taking second base will be Mackenzie Herron. So now 2 runners in scoring position and a 1-0 count to Dillard at the plate. It'll be the second stolen base of the day, well, third stolen base of the day, actually, for the Tigerettes. Comes the 1-0 from Collins. That one's outside, 2-0.
And being really in the zone the first couple of batters, she's lost it just a little bit here. Has the 2 walks already. And now behind to another really good hitter with Callie Dillard.
Paisley Underwood is the courtesy runner for Bailey Stewart. She's at third base. Herron on second. At the plate is Dillard. Comes the 2-0 from Collins. And that one misses a little bit low, 3-0.
And the really good approach continues for Gordonsville at the plate. It was just a little bit low.
So 3 balls, no strikes to Dillard. First base is open. She's watching the whole way, and it is ball 4. Back-to-back walks, 3rd walk issued here in the inning, and all of this coming with 2 outs. First 2 batters that came to the plate was a ground out and a fly out. And ever since then, everybody has reached. It's now bases loaded for the second baseman, Kaylin Roberts.
You need this out if you're Collins. No does statement, but you got to find a way to get some strikes first and then get it out. And if you're able to strand the bases loaded, it's huge momentum for you. But a base hit here, and you're looking at a big hole against an elite team.
Here's the 1-0. That one also misses for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes now to Roberts. Bases loaded, 2 outs here in the top half of the first. Just underway at Smith County.
It was 2 up, 2 down as well, so all of this is coming with 2 outs.
2-0 from Collins. That one's a called strike and a big one for Chloe Collins.
Yeah, it's been her best pitch. The drop ball drops right in. Haven't been able to pinpoint the fastball so far.
Roberts looking for a big hit. Collins trying to get out of it. This one hit well, but is going to drift foul. And the count goes to 2-2 now on Kaylin Roberts. Collins trying to come up with her biggest pitch here early on in this contest and limit it to just the 1 run across. 2-2 count, 2 outs in the inning. Bases juiced for the Tigerettes here in the top half of the first. Already 1 run across on the RBI single by Bailey Stewart, plating Abby Brinkley. Roberts steps in. Collins ready. The 2-2 popped up in the infield right side. Second baseman there makes the glove, and able to limit the damage is Shelby Bamford. 1 run across for the Tigerettes. They strand 3. It's a 1-0 lead. Gordonsville on top, heading to the bottom of 1. You're watching the high school softball game of the week on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network. Discover this stylish and modern 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home with an open split bedroom floor plan designed for comfort and convenience. With 3,318 square feet under one roof, plus a bonus room over the garage and 1,400 square foot basement. Located in the Brookstone subdivision, this home is just minutes from Cookeville. The builder is also offering up to 3% in closing cost assistance. Call Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate at 931-979-7145. Looking for weekend lunch and dinner plans? Since 1971, Nick's Restaurant has been locally owned and operated. From mouth-watering prime rib to delectable ice cream pie, Nick's has it all. Their cozy atmosphere and great service will make you feel right at home. Plus, their banquet space is perfect for any event. Visit them at 895 South Jefferson Avenue or online at nickscookville.com. Nick's Restaurant is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Back here at Smith County High School, it's a 1-0 lead for the Gordonsville Tigerettes. Glad to have you along. Jacob Vincent joined by Noah McKay here on the main UCR Facebook page and YouTube channel. And mentioned a good amount of people tuning in. We appreciate you guys. If you're tuned in, wherever you're tuned in, leave us a comment. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're cheering for. Make sure you like the stream, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. You can hit the bell, and you'll get notified every time that we go live or post something. Make sure you follow the page on Facebook as well. We mentioned a lot of people tuning in. There's a lot of people here for this one. A lot of people on left field, up the first base line, third base line as well. And the Tigerettes got a 1-0 lead, but they left 3 runners stranded, and was a really nice job by Collins to bear down, make some nice pitches in Smith County to get out of it as they bring Maddie Kemp to the plate to lead it off here in the bottom of the first.
It was a great job by the Lady Owls defense. I mean, how many times is that 5-0 immediately for Gordonsville? Only a 1-0. You still got a great chance here.
That one from Plumley misses away. It's 1-0. The lineup for Smith County today, Maddie Kemp leads it off. Amber Spivey bats second. Mia Jimenez bats third. The cleanup batter, Lauren Carlisle. Shelby Bamford will bat fifth with Lily Bell in the sixth spot. Belle Underwood bats seventh. Chloe Collins batting eighth as the 1-0 misses away. 2-0. And Carly West will bat ninth for the Lady Owls.
Kaylee Plumley throws so hard. Upper 60s, touches 70, and still ramping up. I mean, it's just, it's eye-catching behind home plate.
Comes the 2-0 from Plumley. That one misses upstairs. 3 balls and no strikes now to the leadoff batter for the Lady Owls and Maddie Kemp.
The one consistent kind of blip, and it's a slight one for Plumley, is she'll walk you. 17 strikeouts, 7 walks against Smyrna, so a patient approach is the best approach typically against Kaylee Plumley.
Won that game 2-1 on Monday. Very good Smyrna team in the 4A. Here comes the 3-0 from Plumley. And that one's outside. It'll be a leadoff walk issued to Kemp, who will take first base.
And she'll walk 3 in a row. The problem is then she'll mow you down 3 straight with punch out. So it's been not a huge zone. It's been consistent so far both ways, but that could be an advantage for Smith County here as they try to put a little pressure and get that run back immediately here.
Yeah, normally you don't find a lot of hits against Kaylee Plumley. You can get on base, but it's really hard to bring those runners around. So Amber Spivey will step in, the center fielder for the Lady Owls. And that'll be a called strike.
And that's the first one where she really put it right where she was trying to go, inside corner.
Mentioned some interesting stats for Smith County this year. They're 8-4 on the year, pretty good record. Every single game has been a run rule.
That's insane.
That one misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. They're coming off of a run rule victory. It took them until the 6th inning to get it, but they won 25-11. They were down 11-2 after the first against Red Boiling Springs the other night. 1-1 count here to Amber Spivey. Plumley delivers, and high and inside. Runner goes, throw down to second, not in time. It's a stolen base for Maddie Kemp, and a 1-2 count to Spivey at the plate.
Yeah, tremendous jump for Kemp over at first. As soon as she was able, took off, slides in safely. It's not an easy team to run against with the velocity in the circle and then behind the dish, a great cannon as well.
And able to do it on the off-speed that time. Nobody out. Runner on second base is Kemp now in scoring position. Here comes the 1-2. And just away, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It's a tough take.
Well, good eye by Spivey, the center fielder, who will step back in with a 2-2 count. Runner on second base, and 1-0 lead for the Tigerettes here in the bottom of the first. Plumley ready to go in the circle. The 2-2. Right down Broadway. Called strike 3. Got her looking. It's the first out of the inning. And the first strikeout for Kaylee Plumley in the circle.
I think you've seen take mode a lot from Smith County there. It's not a terrible idea, but that time she's able to pump it right by. Punch out number 1. It will not be her last.
So Mia Jimenez will now step in, the shortstop for the Lady Owls, choking way up on the bat against Plumley in the circle. Probably something I would do as well. Got a runner at second base in the form of Maddie Kemp with the 1 away. Showing bunt and misses low. Kemp away off the bat as nobody's holding on at second.
I believe I would just cry if it was me at home plate. Just close my eyes.
An interesting decision.
Yeah, no, I'm good on that.
Hey, you said just sit there and take and see if you get lucky.
I'm scared right here, actually.
Comes the 1-0. Swing and a miss, and that one's fouled off. 1-1. So showed bunt the first time, swinging second pitch, and see what you do with the 1-1 here with a runner in scoring position.
Hey, listen. She's going to the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, where winners go to play. It tells you all you need to know.
She's ready with a 1-1. That one misses low, gets away from Stewart. Kemp will take third base. She's coming home and then throws on the brakes quickly, and now will dive back in. And Kemp with a good amount of speed, trying to force the issue a little bit. Gets back in safely to third. And the count runs to 2-1 here on Jimenez.
I like the aggressiveness.
Gotta be.
Absolutely.
So Kemp is over at third. Jimenez at the plate with a 2-1 count. 1 away in the inning. Here's the pitch from Plumley. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
And that's her best pitch. The rise ball, get the swing underneath it. Great velo on it. That historically has been Kaylee Plumley's go-to when you got to have it pitch.
Evens the count up at 2 apiece with a 1 away. Runner on third for the Lady Owls, who are looking to tie it up here in the first. Here's the pitch from Plumley. And outside, the count runs full.
Been tight both ways.
Mm-hmm.
That's way better than last night's baseball zone.
Last night's was
a joke.
Interesting.
It was a joke yesterday.
Plumley ready with the payoff. And outside again, it's ball 4. Second walk issued, second base runner aboard for the Lady Owls.
Yeah, great start at the plate for Lady Owls. And that time she mixed in a couple of swings, came up empty on the rise ball, doesn't go chasing then, able to take a couple of close pitches and gets rewarded with a trip down to first.
So the cleanup batter, Lauren Carlisle, will step in with runners on the corners and 1 out. And good opportunity here for the Lady Owls to maybe get a run across here in the first. And Plumley pumps in a strike for strike 1.
She's so mentally resilient out there. The walks, they don't phase her. She's just right back in. Next pitch, getting ready to throw.
Yeah, and we've seen her get a little bit wild at times. She's not wild right now, just kind of missing just off. She's ahead 0-1 here. Plumley delivers, and another called strike, 0-2.
And with the stuff she has, the level she has, if it is a little bit tight, she's able to just challenge you and come right down middle with the fastball, with the rise ball, and dare you to try and touch it.
0-2 count to Carlisle at the plate. Misses outside, runner deciding to steal late, so it will be a stolen base for Mia Jimenez as she gets up to second base. And now 2 runners in scoring position and a 1-2 count to Carlisle.
With the runner at third, you don't really want to risk something happening on a throw down to second, so you just eat it.
Here is the 1-2, swing and a miss, and it's the second strikeout of the inning and the second out of the inning. With the runners at second and third now for the Lady Owls.
The ball starts just below your waist, and it ends up above the letters on your jersey, and just, you can't touch it. There's nothing you can do besides lay off of it. And once you swing, that's it. Man, that's a good pitch.
Shelby Bamford, the second baseman for the Lady Owls, steps in with 2 away and runners on second and third. Here at the bottom of the first, that one's a called strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1.
That's where she's trying to get to against these right-handed batters, outside part of the zone, and she's just missed it a few times. That time, a couple inches closer, strike 1.
That's really, really hard to hit.
Yeah.
Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss that time. Went a little bit lower with it, 0-2.
And this is exactly where she's so lethal, because now it's in your mind. She can go back there. She can also rip that rise ball right up the way we saw the last ABN.
Can go anywhere with the 0-2. 2 outs in the inning. Runners on second and third for Shelby Bamford at the plate. Plumley brings it home. And outside, and the count 1-2.
It's a good pitch and a really good take at home plate. She takes it a little bit further out. If you swing, you can't touch it. So you take it, and we live to fight another day.
Both base runners reach by way of walk. A couple of outs in the inning. Both strikeouts. One looking, one swinging. Comes the 1-2 from Bamford. Swing and a miss, and 3 strikeouts in the inning for Kaylee Plumley. Strands a couple of runners in the process, and the Tigerettes have a 1-0 lead at the end of 1. Heading to the second, you're watching high school softball on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
What if opportunity was all in a day's work?
We find new ways to make vacation dreams a reality. And that inspires me to do my best work every single day.
What if you can make a real impact in people's lives with a team that cares?
What I do matters, not just for guests, but for my team. We rely on each other each and every day.
What if your work inspired fun and moved people?
We put the world on vacation. Our job is to make people happy. Inspiring travelers around the world to live their best lives never stops being fulfilling.
At Travel and Leisure, what if can be what is. Stop wondering. Join the travel movement and start a career where memories start with you.
Back here at Smith County, getting started in the top of the second. Tigerettes sending 8-9-1 to the plate. Laura Thompson, Camry Johnson back to the top, and Kat Johnson. Laura Thompson, Camry Johnson, yeah. Johnsons were throwing me off there. 1-0 lead for the Tigerettes after 1, and stranding 3 base runners in that top half of the first was Collins. Plumley stranded 2 for Smith County. Base runners on both sides so far, but not too many runs to show for.
Yeah, and 2 completely different approaches. Obviously, Collins, they're putting it in play, trusting the defense behind her. For Plumley, a couple of walks, and then Kaylee Plumley, bang, bang, bang. Thanks for coming. Take a seat. But for Smith County, you'll take that 1-0 first inning. You mentioned all the run rules. It'd probably be valuable for them to play a tight game. You would love to play a tight game against the 2-time defending Class 1A state champs, and after 1 inning, it's a tight game. That's better than a lot of teams have done against this 19-1 squad.
Yeah, Smith County's had an adventurous season, to say the least, and it's not been a bad season. They've got 8 wins, all run rule victories, 4 losses, all run rule losses. Lost to Watertown a couple of times in district play, lost to Monterey recently as well. They're actually 1-3 in their last 4 games, so they're looking to get a little bit of momentum going towards this last part of the season. Getting started here in the top half of the second. And the designated player, Laura Thompson, will lead it off for the Tigerettes. Again, we've seen the same approach. Everybody is up in the box on Collins, trying to really get to it early. That one right down Broadway for strike one.
Yeah, really nice pitch. That's been her best one, and she's hit that a couple of times. Just drops right into the zone. Patient approach for Gordonsville. She's been ahead of most hitters.
Collins will step back in the circle with an 0-1 count. Goes a little bit elevated that time. Misses just up and goes to 1-1.
Yeah, try to go back to it. Didn't fall off the table, as you mentioned. Couldn't drop back in time.
For Gordonsville, mentioned 19-1 on the year. They've won 12 games in a row. Their only loss to Coffee County, who was 18-9 this season, obviously in that 4A classification. Here's the 1-1. Inside pitch swung on and picked up in foul territory by Kemp. It'll be strike two.
Can I make a really bold prediction?
We're going to go three in a row?
They're going to three-peat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it bold at this point?
How about another bold, even bolder one?
Sure.
They're not done after this year.
Yeah.
Everyone's
like it.
going to think they are. They're not done after this year.
I like it. Restack and reload
Yep.
to the Tigerettes. Mentioned Kat Johnson will be coming up, due up third here in the inning. Here's the 1-2. Right side of the infield, Bamford. Bobble, throw to first, not in time. Able to beat it out was Thompson. They're going to go with the E4. And reaching base safely is Thompson.
Yeah, that was a hard-hit ball, but it was just bobbled and then bobbled again and bobbled again. And too much speed out there in the base pass, so a nice job liking it out. And Gordonsville, a little bad taste in their mouths. You leave the bases loaded. You don't do that very much for the Tigerettes. They're looking to capitalize here.
They can normally move those runners around and bring them in with a lot of big hits. Camry Johnson steps in now. She shows bunt, pulls it back, runner goes, throw a little bit off line. It goes into the outfield. Thompson realized it late, tries to advance up to third, and she will be in there safely. So Thompson takes two bags on the throw into the outfield. Be an error out there. Give her the stolen base to second, and then the error afterwards.
That is 0-1. That was a strike across. Love this umpire. Thank you, sir. You'll probably hear us today. Thank you. Love it.
He's helping out the scoreboard as well whenever they get it just off. Here's the 0-1. That one's right there for strike two.
Chloe Collins is a gamer. Yeah, you see it on the hardwood, but you see it out here in the circle. You got to have confidence in her out there.
Collins, an 0-2 count, runner on third, nobody out. Here in the top of the second. Collins delivers off speed right back up the middle, and Johnson able to plate another one, and Collins, fortunate she had the face mask on there. It's an RBI single for Camry Johnson.
That was barreled. I mean, the exit velo on that one was ripped right back the middle. Collins threw her glove out at it, almost was able to touch it, but an RBI, and here comes Gordonsville. Got to be real careful if you're Smith County here.
So still nobody out, and a runner on first, another run across. 2-0 lead now for the Tigerettes here in the top of the second.
That ball was ripped.
And it was drilled.
Off speed and sit on a ride.
Back to the top of the lineup we go. Kat Johnson showing bunt, pulls it back, misses inside, and that'll be a stolen bag for Camry Johnson into scoring position.
And not the greatest slide I've ever seen in the world for Johnson. She kind of rolled over out there, but he got the job done for Gordonsville.
Kat Johnson will step in with a 1-0 count on her. And two runs across for the Tigerettes. This one hit hard, third base line, but just foul on that last bounce. 1-1 count.
Johnson, for a freshman, she got presence. Her routine's down, steps in, gets a little wobble, sets up.
Runner in scoring position for the Tigerettes yet again.
Smith County needs an out. They got a problem looming.
That 1-1 swung on, popped up, shallow right field. Going to be tough for the second baseman. Bamford makes the grab. Runner advancing is Camry Johnson tagging up. Now she's going to try to come home, and she will score. The throw went to third. It got away from third base, and Johnson takes advantage for the third run of the ball game.
Yeah, there was a little lackadaisical getting the throw back in. First of all, she was already at third. Throw comes in way over Collins' head. I think she's actually throwing to Collins. It gets away, and the second that happened, she's gone, and it's 3-0.
Well, now the base is empty again for Kaylee Plumley, but already a couple of runs across for the Tigerettes. They lead 3-0 with one out here in the top of the second.
Yeah, that one was building. And the crowd started chanting, throw it in, and then too far, and that's 3 errors in the inning already for Smith County. You cannot give this team extra opportunities and freebies.
Plumley at the plate for the second time today. Flew out to left field her first time up.
She's about to hit a home run. I'm putting my Romo hat on. She's about to hit a home run.
The 1-0. And that was the one to do it on. First base coach takes it right off the knee.
He's acting like it didn't hurt. I know that hurt. he's walking it off. I know that
I don't
hurt.
want to look at anybody.
Yeah, you start wailing up on that one. That's the last person on earth you want to take a foul ball from.
It's a 1-1 count. Collins brings it home. And another one, this one into the dugout. He almost took it again. Kinda saying, hey, what are we doing?
She's trying to prove me right. It's what she's doing. She is ripping these swings right now.
It's 1-2 now on Plumlee at the plate.
You know, the fun part is I can just say that every AB, and before
At
long,
some
she'll
point,
prove
yeah,
me
you're
right.
going to be
Like
right. And
that's the only part I'm going to clip.
right. 1-2 from Collins. Off the end of the bat, and Collins, a nice snag, able to make the catch with a lot of spin on it for out number 2.
That was a ton of spin. Kind of went under, the bat went right under the ball, and it was tailing away from Collins, sticks the glove out, and kind of snow cones it for out number 2.
And you can see Plumlee just wasn't able to sit back on it. Out in front on all 3 of those. Obviously, the first 2 went foul. That one, she was so far out in front, goes off the end of the bat, and it's the second out of the inning.
And for Collins, again, 3-0. Her defense kind of let her down here, but she's not throwing poorly at all.
3 errors in the inning has led to a couple of runs for the Tigerettes. 2 outs in the inning, and Brinkley at the plate for the second time. That one misses inside. Brinkley walked and then came around to score the first run of the game on the Bailey Stewart RBI single.
The Gordonsville dugout is rocking, as per usual.
1-0 from Collins. Misses upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 outs in the inning, 2 runs across for the Tigerettes. I believe they've also got some baseball going up.
They do.
Behind us as well.
York against Smith County district ball game going on.
Be
up
an
there
interesting
in
one.
5-2A.
Bet Goose will run up there and get track of that. We might get hit by a Bennett Gammon baseball here soon.
Thinking. Yeah, how far down are we?
Although if it hits us, that's a foul ball by a lot.
Yes.
We're kind of beyond the right field fence, but well into foul territory. There's a large hill.
We got baseball tomorrow.
We do have baseball tomorrow.
And Saturday.
Upperman Station Camp tomorrow and Baxter at 6. Here's the 3-0 from Collins. That one's outside, and it will be ball 4.
The bat was on the shoulder there. Red light special, and gets rewarded with a trip down to first.
It is the 4th walk of the day issued by Collins.
And again, remember that run in the first inning, and all the bases loaded pressure came with 2 outs. So you got to find a way to get this out here if you're Chloe Collins.
It's almost exactly how the first inning went. The first 2 batters, Kat Johnson, Kaylee Plumlee, get out. A walk to Brinkley. She stole second base. We'll see if she tries to take the second base here with Bailey Stewart at the plate. That one misses upstairs, and it's 1-0. And the big part in that first inning, it was 2 strikes on Bailey Stewart, and then she ripped one down the third baseline right between the legs of Kemp, and really not a whole lot Kemp could do.
They're playing well off the bag in the middle infield, so if she does decide to go to second, probably has a good chance of getting there.
2 outs in the inning. Here's the 1-0. There she goes. Slow roller. This is going to be a really tough play. Bamford charging, not going to be able to make a play as Stewart legs it out. And runners safe everywhere.
Yeah, there's not much Bamford can do there. She didn't field it cleanly, but I don't even think she gets it safe or has any chance to get her at first if she does. As there'll be a runner on here for the catcher.
Yeah, it's Paisley Underwood again. She ran in that first inning, so we'll go with the infield single and another one of those off the end of the bat. You said it. Just was going to be a really tough play. A slow roller out to second base. Bamford did charge, but really nothing that she could do. By the time she got there, Stewart was already a couple of steps away from first base. So 2 runners on first and second now for Mackenzie Herron, who walked her last time up. Just the top of the second, 3 runs across for the Tigerettes. They'd stranded 3 runners in the first inning. You have 2 runners on here with 2 outs. First pitch pretty good, but misses outside.
Yeah, there's a lot of movement on that pitch. It kind of dipped away at the last second. And right now you're seeing a very patient approach for the Tigerettes. Collins is trying to find the zone.
Comes the 1-0 from Collins. That one on the inside corner, a called strike.
And she's been really working away, and it started to miss just a little bit, so he brings it inside. The problem is you bring it inside against these Tigerettes, and they can deposit them all over the yard.
Yeah, there's a lot of Gordonsville fans out there in left field. They could catch one of these. Here's the 1-1. That one, ground ball, and almost into the dugout for the Tigerettes. Now 1-2, and this is really big for Collins to try to get out of it with 2 outs and runners on first and second. Heron trying to keep the inning going with already 2 runs across here in the top of the second. The 1-2. Drilled right back up the middle and through to the outfield. It's going to plate 1. Brinkley comes around to score. Advancing up to third is Underwood. And then the throw goes into the outfield. Underwood will score. And all the way up to third base is Heron in the process. So I think a double.
Yep.
And then advancing up to third on the throw with 2 runs coming across. And an RBI double for Mackenzie Heron.
And again, you see what Gordonsville does. They take a couple of runs and then another get-out-of-jail-free card for Smith County by giving away a free base. So the 4 errors hurt you badly, but it's been still Gordonsville putting the pressure on.
And that ball is hammered. Dillard puts it into left, and off the glove in center field it drops. Coming home to score will be Heron, and Dillard is into second base on the E8.
5 errors in an inning against Gordonsville, not ideal. And the Tigerettes are forcing pressure. That's a hard-hit softball, and right? And most of them have been throwing errors. It hasn't been, we would have it out.
Right.
That's the first one that you probably wouldn't have had it out if you don't commit that error.
There's only been 2 fielding
Right.
errors. There's been 3 throwing errors here in the inning. And again, 3 runs coming with 2 outs here for the Tigerettes. It's a 6-0 lead in the top half of the second.
This team is just way too good to give them that extra little bit because they could do this anyway. And now, nearing batting around in this half inning, probably a good trip to the circle here. Try to calm things down. Let's find a way to get one out here, ladies, and get back into the dugout and then work from there.
Coach Connie Holder out there with her squad and had a chat with her before the game. One of the more enjoyable conversations I've had
She's
before
fun to talk
the game.
to. We appreciate the spot. We're in the
Yeah,
catbird seat
absolutely.
right here.
She helped us out right here, right in between the concession stand and home plate. It's perfect.
And again, Smith County's a good softball team.
Yeah.
It's Gordonsville team, best in the state,
yeah,
and
right.
arguably the best in the state, period, full
Right.
stop.
Yeah, exactly. They don't play your normal 1A schedule. A lot of 4A teams on that schedule. Kaylin Roberts steps in. She's the 9th batter of the inning.
Yeah, you mentioned that, and they are 19-1.
Yep. They sure are. Obviously, Plumlee really wasn't throwing a lot early on this season as well. She's kind of ramped it up here lately. Comes the 1-0 from Collins. That's upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. Heron is at second, or beg your pardon, Dillard at second base now after reaching on the air around center field.
And there were 2 outs
Yep.
early.
Yep.
And since then, a whole bunch of traffic on the base paths here for Gordonsville.
Similar tape in that first inning. No errors in that first inning, but the walks. This one is hammered. That one's back up the middle. Dillard at third base is going to be sent. Throw comes to second, and it's cut off there. It's an RBI single by Kaylin Roberts, and another run across for the Tigerettes. They're up 7-0.
That's a great AB. You take 2 pitches that are out of the zone, and the first good pitch you see, you send it into center field. I mean, that is a top-tier approach at the plate that we've seen throughout this inning for Gordonsville, and that's tough to throw against for Collins. She's making good pitches, and all the good pitches she's making are getting sent around the yard, and then you have 5 errors compounding the situation.
6 runs across here in the inning, and that one another unearned run across as Dillard reached on the air, came around to score. Here's the first pitch in to Laura Thompson. She is the designated player. She led off the inning, reaching on an error.
The idiot who said the best 1A team wasn't in Gordonsville, you're an idiot. It wasn't from the Upper Cumberland.
East Tennessee.
Upper Cumberland adjacent, maybe, kind of.
Yeah.
There's
Close.
some back roads, but
Close.
yeah, you're not a smart person.
There's the 1-0. That one's gets away. And advancing up to second base will be Roberts.
This team is legit.
Yeah, you said it. There's no rest in the lineup whatsoever. We talk about it all the time with Upperman baseball, and there's no easy outs in the lineup. Same thing here for the Tigerettes.
Yeah, this is on steroids.
Yeah.
For the Tigerettes.
2-0 upstairs as well. 3-0.
Not literally.
Correct. Yeah,
It's a figure of speech.
Right.
Just to clarify.
Unfortunately,
It means an amped up version.
There you go. Here's the 3-0. Taking the whole way. That's a called strike. 3-1.
Got a battle here if you're Chloe Collins. Find a way to get 2 strikes across. Somebody make a play. Get your bats back in it. Don't let it spiral even further.
You just need 1 out. And that one is ball 4 Another walk issued, 5th one of the ball game, and Thompson aboard for the 2nd time in this inning.
You need one out, and you need it now because the top 2 are combined 0 for 4.
How about that?
And I don't suspect that's going to continue for much longer.
2 of the best players in the state. Obviously, Kaylee Plumlee, the senior. The freshman, Kat Johnson, has come in, and they're 0 for 4 to start combined.
And it's
everybody
7-0.
else has reached.
And it's 7-0. That's insane.
That one right down Broadway to Camry Johnson. Starts it off with a strike to Collins. 7-0 lead for the Tigerettes. They've opened it up here in the 2nd with 6 runs across. A lot of errors in this inning for the Lady Owls. An early swing there. And it will be strike 2. 5 errors, 3 throwing errors, 2 fielding errors. Have helped spark the advantage here for the Tigerettes. Hadn't been too many true runs really yet. Here's the 0-2. Back up the middle, Jimenez was shifted over. That one is through, and it's going to play to another. Gets past the center fielder, and this might score everybody. At second base now is Camry Johnson. She's looking at third, and she is in there safely. Another error in the field out in center. Plates 2 runs, and it's a 9-0 lead.
It's going to be an RBI single, and then advancing on the errors, the 2nd run, and all the way over to third. And now the lineup flips over again, and how about it? It's just 2-out magic. The first inning, bases loaded, left stranded. That has not happened here in the 2nd.
And now you have to face the top of the lineup with 2 outs and a runner on, and Kat Johnson steps in. First one is a called strike on the inside corner.
It's a good pitch.
Johnson.
Collins is battling.
Yep,
I mean,
yep.
the scoreboard isn't reflecting. She is battling in here in the circle.
Yeah, it's now 6 errors in the inning, leading to 8 runs across. It's an 0-1 count to Johnson, who's 0 for 2 so far. And now behind 0-2. Popped out in this inning already to second base, grounded out to the left side of the infield her first time up.
And again, that's another example where Gordonsville's going to have somebody on, but instead another run comes across and you advance even further than you would have been.
Collins trying to get out of it. Here is the 0-2. Swinging and a foul ball. Right off the leg. And able to stay alive in the AB. Johnson trying to keep it going, trying to play Camry Johnson, who is at third base. She ripped it through to the outfield on the RBI single, and then advancing 2 bags up to third. 0-2 again. Off speed misses up.
It's a tough take. It's not a bad pitch with an 0-2 count, and the freshman able to lay off that time.
9-0 lead for the Tigerettes. 8 runs across here in the inning. And the 1-2. It's going to hit her. So Johnson is going to find her first time aboard today, and it brings Kaylee Plumlee to the plate, who is looking for her first time.
I'd walk her. I'm not kidding. If I'm coaching softball, I'm never pitching to her. So
I did that in Little League one time. Other team wasn't too happy with me.
I swear to God, I'm walking her every time. I don't care if base is loaded. I may walk her home in a tie game with the bases loaded to lose
I said,
the
you
game.
know what? He's your best player. He's not beating us. And he's going to first
The
base.
old Bill Belichick
Guess what? We
approach.
won the game.
There you go.
First pitch to Plumlee. And that one misses for a ball. Taking second base will be Johnson. So
And
runners
now-
at second and third.
And now I definitely walk her. And that's – you could still get punished. by
Yeah,
having
that's I mean, not a whole lot of reward in the risk reward there. That one high in the air,
Ooh.
got her to pop up, but
It's
nobody's
tough.
going to find it, and it's going to drop. It's going to score 2 runs. It's going to be an 2 RBI single. As Jimenez just couldn't find it in the air from her shortstop spot. Left fielder couldn't get in there in time, and 2 more runs across. So Kat Johnson scores. Camry Johnson scores. Plumlee finds her first time aboard with the 2 RBI single. And we'll get a courtesy runner on for her. That's Kaylee Underwood.
And again, Collins is battling. That's a great pitch. You got the pop-up. You got the pop fly for Plumlee, and it still drops in. And that's because of how deep the outfielders have to play against Plumlee's power. They're probably 10 feet away from the fence, and that one drops 10 yards into the outfield. And there's nobody who can get there in time. And now a little discussion amongst the infield, and Collins, she's a little bit frustrated, I think, right now. I don't blame
rightfully
her.
so.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not an error technically, but it's a ball that you feel like should be caught. Jimenez just couldn't find it on the pop-up. Left fielder, like you said, is playing all the way back at the fence with Kaylee Plumlee at the plate. And it's an 11-0 lead with 10 runs across here in the inning and still continuing with Abby Brinkley coming to the plate.
This team is so freaking good.
You go back to last year, Gordonsville beat them 12-2. As that one is a ball and a stolen base for Kaylee Underwood at second base. And a 1-0 count to Abby Brinkley. But I mentioned it was 12-2 last year, and they scored 6 runs in the bottom of the 6th to win by run rule. So it was close for most of that game, being 6-2 going into the 6th. 1-0 to Brinkley, misses outside, 2 balls and no strikes.
I feel a little bit for Collins here because I think she's pitching better than the stat line indicates. Now, a big part of that is because of how good this Gordonsville lineup is, but she needs some help.
Here's the 2-0. And that one's a called strike, 2-1. And I was just going to say, that's probably a lot of opposing pitchers against the Tigerettes. They probably feel like they throw a pretty good game, and there's 10 runs up there on the scoreboard. Comes the 2-1 from Collins. Off the end of the bat, Jimenez at short, able to make the catch, and finally able to get out of the inning. They strand 1 runner, 10 runs across in the second. It's 11-0, Tigerettes on top. Smith County looking for runs when we come back. You're watching the high school softball game of the week on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Proudly introducing Upper Cumberland Generators for all your home power solutions. Locally owned and operated, Upper Cumberland Generators are here to make sure you have peace of mind no matter the situation. With new and reliable generators. Call 931-265-1702 for more information or to order yours today.
Turf Masters Landscape Management has been serving the Upper Cumberland since 1996. They offer a variety of services, including lawn maintenance, landscape design and installation, landscape lighting, irrigation systems, and more. For more information, contact Matt Wilson at 931-261-1587 today. Turf Masters Landscape Management is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. The Real Estate Collective is a team of experienced, licensed real estate agents serving the entire Upper Cumberland region. Whether you are looking to buy or sell, the RICO team is ready to serve you. With a focus on people over profits, you can rest assured the Real Estate Collective can help make your real estate dreams a reality. Call 931-559-9500 for more information or see their current listings at letsgorico.com. The Real Estate Collective is proud to support student athletes in our area and this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Livingston Regional Hospital is Livingston's hometown hospital. Located at 315 Oak Street, Livingston Regional Hospital provides compassionate, quality care for all patients from local people you can trust, so you can count on them to treat you like family. Their excellent staff offers years of experience and training to meet the needs of all patients. They understand the importance of providing care in a professional and comforting manner. They're proud to partner with Livingston Academy Athletics through the LRH Sports Medicine Team. Livingston Regional Hospital is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Some work to do for Smith County here on the bottom of 2, and a change in the circle. Kaylee Plumley is going to first. Callie Dillard is in the circle, and well, it's really no surprise for the Tigerettes. They've been doing that a lot this season. Callie Dillard has pitched in a lot of these games, and she's pitched really well, and she might be the second best pitcher in the Upper Cumberland.
Yeah, you're looking at the future certainly in the circle for the Gordonsville Tigerettes, and you don't have to face Kaylee Plumley anymore, and your reward is, we all think, the second best pitcher in the Upper Cumberland going to the circle with Callie Dillard.
We did confer with Goose.
Yes.
Obviously, he has seen a lot more softball than we have this year, and he also agreed.
I was pretty confident in it. You were too, and we asked him, and he said immediately yes. So we're going to roll with that. Now, this young freshman at Stone Memorial is legit as well in that regard. But Dillard, it's not as hard throwing as Plumley is, but she can mix up her stuff, and she's been really good, and they've relied on her in some big games this year.
6, 7, and 8 due up here for the Lady Owls. Lily Bell will lead it off, and then it's Belle Underwood and Chloe Collins as they try to get some runs on the board here against Dillard, and that one is fouled off, and the count goes to 1-1. And you say the velocity not as high, which nobody's going to be as high as Kaylee Plumley. It's still there.
It is, but the one thing it does do for you Smith County-wise is you lose some of that mental, we can't even touch this.
Right.
And you saw that there. That was a barrel. It just went foul behind it. So the mentality could change.
1-1 from Dillard, and that one is a hit through all the way to the wall. Brinkley over from center field, able to pick it up, and a leadoff single here in the second.
And you saw that was an attack mode at bat there. You take a couple of good hacks and you get the barrel into center field. So see if this jumpstarts Smith County just a little bit. A lot of softball to be played. 15 after 3 would be the first run rule they could get to, so you're still well below that. See if you can get some runs across.
First hit of the ball game for the Lady Owls in the 6th batter in Bell Underwood. The catcher will step to the plate with a runner on first. They've had base runners on, just haven't been able to move them around. That one's a called strike on the inside corner from Dillard.
Yeah, it's a great pitch. That inside strike has been there for every pitcher so far, so go to it a little bit. Can't miss, though. You come a little bit over the plate, you can be set on a ride somewhere.
Dillard steps on the rubber. And the 0-1. Upstairs just a little bit, and 1-1 now to Underwood. So over at first is Bell, who ripped it over to the right side of the infield and through. Nice adjustment as well. Really late on the first one swing, and then makes the adjustment a little bit sooner and able to put it through the right side of the infield. Here's the 1-1. And that one fouled back, 1-2. We want those foul balls to stay over there on that right side. Otherwise, we might not have a broadcast.
We'll get a phone out. And
It'll just be radio.
Yes.
1-2 count to the batter in Underwood, trying to keep the inning going after the leadoff single here by Bell. Dillard, and another foul tip.
Good battle. Really good battle swing there. Took something off of it, Dillard did, and able to sit back just enough to stay alive.
We couldn't have asked for better weather today.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, it's right at about 70 degrees, no wind whatsoever, and not a cloud in the sky. Here's the 1-2. Another good foul off there, and a good battle here by Underwood. Yeah, difference of yesterday, we're in Crossville, up on the plateau, very windy, and not necessarily cold, but not necessarily warm either.
Yeah, it was not like this. This is fantastic.
1-2. Back up the middle. Going to be a tough play. Coming onto it, Johnson goes to second and gets the out there. Smart play. Looked like a late jump over at first by Bell and able to get the lead out.
Yeah, Bell was waiting because she thought it could have been caught, and because of that, it left plenty of time for the throw over to second. It's a tough break for Smith County and a heads-up play for Gordonsville in the middle infield.
Yeah, it was going to be a really tough play over to first for Johnson. And she goes to second to get the lead out. So one gone and a runner on first now in Underwood, who reaches on the fielder's choice, and Chloe Collins will be at the plate. And might get a runner on here for, courtesy runner for the catcher in Underwood. So they make the change, maybe, maybe not.
Yeah, we're going to have a runner.
They started to. Underwood came off and then came back on, and I think they're just trying to make sure that they're all squared away. And they're not playing a designated player as well today, so that might have been some of the conversation, whereas Gordonsville is. So they get the courtesy runner on. And Chloe Collins will now step in against Dillard. Collins 8th in the lineup today. Steps in for the first time. With a runner on first base and one away here in the bottom of the second. Swung on, foul ball off the heel of Collins. It'll be 0-1.
Dillard's trying to settle in out there in the circle, coming in relief. Got a huge lead to play with, obviously, 11-0, but still wants to work clean here in this bottom of the second. Gordonsville will be hunting 4 more in the top half of the third.
Up 11-0 after 10 runs across in that top of the second inning. That one fouled off by Collins and into the net.
Already way more contact, obviously, for Smith County here in this half inning.
And I think you made a really good point. I think just the psyche is completely different with Dillard. Not saying that they don't respect Callie Dillard, but you don't have to face the UT commit. It's probably more of it than anything.
There is a mystique with Kaylee Plumlee in this circle. There's no question about it.
There's the 0-2. And upstairs.
And you know what? In some ways, that can be an advantage for Dillard because her stuff is good.
Yep.
And you come in, and usually you come in behind a player like that, and the stuff isn't that good. And that's not the case with Callie Dillard, so you can kind of catch teams asleep a little bit, conversely, on the other side of things.
It's 1-2 to Collins at the plate. Here's the pitch from Dillard. And outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Been some really good ABs here in this inning as well. Obviously, Bell led it off with a single. Underwood fouled off quite a few pitches and then put it in play. And now Collins trying to do the same thing with a 2-2 count and one away. Dillard delivers. And called strike 3 on the inside corner for strikeout of the day for Callie Dillard in the second out of the inning.
A great pitch. You mentioned it. That inside corner has been there today for both teams. Goes back to it, pinpoints it right there for strike number 3.
There's a guard dog behind us.
He's about 20 pounds.
It's the size of my foot.
Of pure aggression.
Cool feature here at the softball field. You look at the foul poles, and there are owls sitting on top of them.
It's sick.
This one back up the middle. Johnson right there steps on the bag at second base. In a quick inning for Callie Dillard and company in the Tigerettes, able to strand a runner at first on the fielder's choice. We head to the third. We're through 2. It's 11-0. You're watching the high school softball game of the week on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Tee Up is the Upper Cumberland's brand new indoor golfing experience. With 3 state-of-the-art simulators, you can work on some of the world's best courses, all in the comfort of their climate-controlled facility. You want to know how you can improve? See everything from club speed to spin rate in seconds. Conveniently located at 141 4th Street in Baxter. Stop in. Visit them online at teeupgolfclub.com or call them at 931-559-GOLF to reserve your simulator today. Tee Up is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Are you looking for the best dining experience in the Upper Cumberland? Visit Fire and Vine in Cookeville's historic West Side. Fire and Vine offers great service and a unique menu, including mouth-watering deep dish pizza, delectable beef, chicken, fish, and more. Take in stunning views from the rooftop while enjoying your meal. Come and experience the charm and flavor of Fire and Vine, your new favorite spot for a memorable dining experience. Fire and Vine is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to support student athletes and athletic departments throughout the Upper Cumberland. They're also proud to sponsor the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game on this broadcast. From trophies to t-shirts, they can do it all. Stop by and see them at 120 Circle Drive in Allgood or give them a call at 931-537-9559. Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to sponsor this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Let the bidding begin. It's time for the show, and you know it's gonna go high. There's a buzz in the air, and people come from everywhere to hear the auctioneer cry. The sound of the gavel never gets old when you hear an EJ say so. Live or online, we handle auctions of any kind.
Call Aminette's Eagle Auction at 526-5335, where we soar higher.
11-0 lead for Gordonsville as we get started here at the top of the third, and a change in the circle for Smith County as well. The left fielder Lauren Carlisle coming into the circle. She will throw in place of Collins and try to take on 4, 5, and 6 in the lineup now for the Tigerettes. Some changes in the field. So the changes in the fields. Collins is out. So mentioned Carlisle going to the circle, and then they bring a player off their bench as well, and we'll bring you that name here in a second. And Goose just mentioned it. He sent us a text that Dillard 9-0 as a starter.
Yeah. She's great.
Yeah.
Listen, if you make Callie Dillard this team's number 1 pitcher, I still think they win the state championship in Class 1A.
Yeah.
So that's a humongous asset to have for Coach Bush, and for Carlisle here, good luck. I mean, this is the lineup's teeing off a little bit right now for Gordonsville, and she's trying to keep it right where it is and certainly avoid 4 more coming across, which would push it to a run roll territory in the bottom half.
Well, she finishes up her warm-up pitches. Maddie Bledsoe came in. She is in left field with Carlisle coming to the circle. And I mentioned Collins came out of the game. And For Carlisle, she's going to have to face 4, 5, and 6 in the lineup here in the top half of the third for the Tigerettes. Bailey Stewart, Mackenzie Heron, and Callie Dillard, they have not recorded an out yet.
And for Carlisle, spent a lot of warm-up pitches, and she's trying to find the zone. That's the best one she's thrown so far, the last one. So we'll see if that locks her in a little bit out there, because this is a Gordonsville team. They typically do not go chasing stuff that's out of the zone.
Drew 5 walks against Collins when she was out there. Collins didn't get a whole lot of help from her defense, though. 5 errors in that second inning, 3 fielding errors, or 3 throwing errors, I should say. 2 fielding errors. And so we'll see what the defense looks like here in inning number 3. And again, for Smith County, they're 8-4 on the year. It's a good softball team. Tigerettes are one of the best softball teams in this state.
And they show it every single day. The consistency level very much there for this Gordonsville squad this season.
Stewart 2 for 2 with a couple of singles and a run driven in so far today. She starts it off and rips this one out to center field. Coming on to it, 1 pitch and 1 out. Amber Spivey makes the catch out in center.
Great start in the circle. You get that pitch on the outside part, flipped up into center, and Spivey read it perfectly, ranges up to make the catch. Nicely done for the Lady Owls.
Obviously 11 runs across, so they're well within the run rule in the 5th inning, but they can get to another one before that. In softball, they have a 15-run rule as well. 1 gone in the inning on 1 pitch. That one misses upstairs from Carlisle into Mackenzie Heron.
That was the miss later in her warm-up pitch. She started missing up quite a bit after missing low early. We'll see if she's able to flatten it out just a little bit.
Heron has reached base a couple of times by way of walk and an RBI double her last time up. That one missed for a ball 2.
And the velo down from Collins as well. So this Gordonsville team, they have to take a beat. And that could be an advantage for Smith County, slowing that down a little bit.
And the Tigerettes, they're already up in the box trying to catch that timing a little bit. That one is a called strike. A good pitch on the inside corner, 2-1.
Yeah, really nice pitch, as you said. Starts on the hands, drops in. That inside corner, not much you can do with it as the batter.
2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out in the inning to Mackenzie Heron. And Carlisle delivers. Called strike on the inside corner again, 2-2.
Yeah, right back to the same spot, same result. Good start for her in the circle.
So Heron will step in with a 2-2 count. Carlisle brings it home. And that'll be a foul ball up that third base side.
Yeah, she threw the same pitch, and that time Heron triggered on it, but again, out in front. That velo down, and Gordonsville's trying to adjust to it.
And the good thing for Carlisle, you mentioned it, struggled finding the strike zone there in the warm-up pitches, and it's been pretty solid here so far in these, I guess, real game pitches, if you want to call it that. She steps in, still the 2-2 count after the foul ball. 1 gone in the inning after the flyout. The pitch from Carlisle, that'll be upstairs. 3 balls and 2 strikes. It's full to Heron.
And a ton of the damage for Gordonsville has come with 2 outs, so 1 out base runner would be big for them as they look to put it away.
Goose is out here today. There's the payoff, and that'll be ball 4. It's issued to Mackenzie Heron, first base runner aboard here in this 3rd inning. He'll have full game coverage coming up for CumberlandReporter.com after this one. He might head up the hill to the baseball diamond as well. Smith County taking on York Institute, a district battle up there. They're into there now where they play their 3rd game of the district season. They play the first 2 on those Monday, Tuesdays, or Tuesday, Wednesday, depending on if they get rained out. And now they get into the stretch where they play everybody one more time. It's interesting. That one misses in the dirt and trying to steal second base.
Ooh.
In there safely. Was actually a little bit closer than Heron probably wanted it to be.
Yeah, Heron went in standing up. That throw was pretty good, but she was able to leg it out. And again, Gordonsville, they've just been moving. It's been a carousel. Get on first, move to second, move to third, come across.
It's 1-0 to Callie Dillard at the plate, now in the circle. That one's a good one, and it's in there for strike 1.
Yeah, that inside corner has been the best for both these 2 relievers coming in. Carlisle, and then, of course, Dillard in the top half, or bottom half, I should say, of the second.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. This one swung on, popped up in the infield. Third baseman Kemp there for out number 2. So a good start to this inning, but they've gotten 2 outs pretty quickly through the first 3 innings. It's when they've gotten to 2 outs is when the trouble has started.
The slower velo is creating some problems for the Tigerettes. You've seen it swing it underneath, way out in front a little bit. We'll see if they can slow everything down. lower third of the order, but it isn't your average lower third.
Kalen Roberts ripped an RBI single her last time up, came around to score. That one bounces in, and a good job by Underwood to keep it in front and keep Heron there at second base. She stands on second. She walked and then stole second with one out, and then the pop out, now 2 away in the inning.
Shout out to the groundskeepers. This field's in great shape.
It is. It's gorgeous. This one swung on and a foul ball, and it goes to 1-1. Now the dirt looks great. Mentioned the weather, absolutely perfect today. We've had a good stretch of weather here lately. It's been pretty nice.
It has been.
Had some wild weather at the start of spring sports. 1-1 count here to Kalen Roberts. 1 for 2 so far today. Pitch from Carlisle. That one misses low as well. Underwood scoops it again.
Yeah, she's been really nice behind the plate. She's had a couple of high pitches to deal with. Now 2 in the dirt. Slides over, calmly keeps hitting, holding that runner at second.
2 gone in the inning. Runner on second base is Heron, and a 2-1 count to Roberts at the plate. Carlisle rocks and delivers, misses upstairs. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, the lower part of the order has been really good today. Thompson and Johnson behind have both reached twice already. And then you got the gigantic bats behind that.
Thompson and Johnson have both reached twice, and they have both scored twice. This one high in the air out to left. Left fielder coming on, just checked into the game and able to make the catch. Maddie Bledsoe just checked in, makes the catch for out number 3 in the first clean inning of the game for the Smith County defense. They do strand a runner at second base. Gordonsville on top, 11-0 with the Owls coming back to the plate. You're watching high school softball on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Watson Chevrolet is proud to present the area's best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Watson Chevy's staff of experts are ready to get you into your next vehicle with unmatched service and knowledge. Stop in at 2350 Cookeville Highway and test drive the all-new Chevy Trax or Silverado today. And remember, don't buy till you see Jason Fye. Watson Chevy is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the UCR Media Network.
The Quality Family, a local company supporting and caring for our local communities. The Quality Family offers services to get you back to the game. From bracing to oxygen and everything in between, we can meet your medical equipment needs with Buckeye Home Medical Equipment. If you have an in-home need for strength and conditioning, for example after a surgery or injury, Quality Home Health is available to provide individualized care while you are on the mend. For those with end-of-life diseases, Quality Hospice is available to provide nurturing care during those difficult times. Choose the Quality family of services for care within your community. Visit thequalityfamily.com to navigate all we have to offer you.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Visit swallowsinsurance.com or call us today, 931-526-4025. Protecting your future. It's what we do.
It's back to the top of the lineup for Smith County, getting going here in the top of the third. An 11-0 lead right now for the Tigerettes. Bottom of the third, excuse me. They are the home team. We are here in Smith County. Taking on Gordonsville. My name's Jacob. That's Noah. Appreciate you tuning in here on the UCR Facebook page and a YouTube channel.
On behalf of the Gordonsville fans, you're in Carthage, my friend.
We are.
You're in South Carthage, to be exact.
Correct.
The battle.
We are technically in Smith County, though.
Correct. People, this is the battle for the Smith County name, of course. I know all about this with my roots. So
being from Gordy.
My family is. Well, my family's actually from Hickman. My mom's family is. We're going to be technical. That's a place Jacob's never heard of in his life.
Well, stepping in will be Maddie Kemp.
My mom grew up in a trailer in Hickman, Tennessee on a hill. Let's go. This is my old stomping grounds growing up. Bring back La Villa and Carthage, and it'll be a good day. Those of you who've been around here for a long time know exactly what I'm talking about.
Kemp reached base back in the first. Reached by way of walk. Stole second base in his scoring position.
Quiz for you. The Tractor Supply in Carthage. What did it used to be?
I have no idea. Why would I know that?
It's a Walmart.
Okay.
And they moved it to the new fancy Walmart over here by the bridge.
The only
spent so much time
the
growing up
only
around here. Are you
time I
kidding
have
me?
been in this county is for baseball, softball, and basketball.
You know that huge hill we drove down to get to this field? How many times I rode a bike down that hill? Nearly killed myself.
It was a called strike, and it's 2-1 now to Matty Kemp. This is
where
where
I gained weight.
this is where the broadcast goes off the rails.
It's 11-0 in
Yeah.
the third inning. So
It is.
now I'm just thinking about my childhood, rolling around in Smith County.
The hills are
Awesome.
pretty wild here in town.
Shooting trees off my granny's porch. Sorry, we're going a different direction now.
Ground ball back up the middle. Johnson there. Throw to first is in time, and good first out of the inning for the Tigerettes.
I'm going to offend somebody with that one. It was a BB gun. It was a really nice play in the infield in Gordonsville. And that's another thing about this Tigerettes team. They make the simple plays. They make the routine plays every time. Very few exceptions. And so you don't give away free outs. You don't give away free base runners to other teams. You got to have to take it if you want to score against this team.
Amber Spivey steps in. She struck out looking her first time up against Kaylee Plumley. Obviously, Kaylee Plumley got the start. 3 strikeouts in the first. Did walk a couple of batters. It's been Callie Dillard's day ever since, after they put up 10 runs in the top of the second inning. We're blanked in the top of the third, and now Smith County trying to maybe play to Keppel and make the deficit a little bit smaller. You see, if you live in Indiana where it's just cornfields, you can shoot anything.
You can do that here too, right?
But there's just not any neighbors
There
for
weren't
miles.
any. No, there weren't any. There weren't any up on the hill in Hickman either.
Here's the 1-0. That one misses low and inside. 2 balls and no strikes.
I've seen like 3 people who are cousins of mine. One's over there. Shay with the Carthage Courier. That's the sports authority here in Smith County.
2-0.
Shay.
And the ground ball will drift just foul. 2-1.
And that I'm not joking about. You need anything to know about Smith County, Gordonsville. Also the pride of Tennessee Tech. For some reason, good journalists have come out of that program. It's much better now. It's very good. I recommend it now.
Now,
You heard me correctly.
2 balls and 1 strike, and the late swing foul ball. It's now 2-2 now to Spivey.
If you consider me to be a good journalist, I don't know. Maybe that's
That's it.
maybe that's the
Depends on
biggest
who you ask.
indictment. Yeah, that may be the biggest indictment. I came out of there.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out in the inning after the ground out by Kemp. Spivey at the plate. Second batter in the lineup for the Owls. Trying to get some runs across here against Dillard in the circle. He's been solid. The 2-2. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Second out of the inning and second strikeout for Dillard in the circle.
That is a great pitch. She's been pitching inside mostly in her inning now in 2/3. That time she brings it outside, freezes the batter. It's a great pitch by Callie Dillard.
Jimenez will step in. She reached base on a walk back in the first. Stole second base and was stranded there at second back in the first inning. As for time here, is Dillard taking her time for the pitch to come in?
Now I need to know in the comments, everybody remembers La Villa or not. You got to let me know. Am I becoming an OG at this point?
There's a called strike on the outside corner.
The best pizza you've ever had in your life. Been gone for a while now.
Chicago deep dish.
Oh, we don't need that.
It's pretty hard to beat. 0-1. Back up the middle. Johnson gloves it short. Throw to first in time. And a quick 3-up, 3-down inning for the Tigerettes defensively. Through 3, it's 11-0 heading to the 4th. You're watching high school softball on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Discover the stylish and modern 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home with an open split bedroom floor plan designed for comfort and convenience. With 3,318 square feet under one roof, plus a bonus room over the garage and 1,400 square foot basement. Located in the Brookstone subdivision, this home is just minutes from Cookeville. The builder is also offering up to 3% in closing cost assistance. Call Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate at 931-979-7145. Looking for weekend lunch and dinner plans? Since 1971, Nick's Restaurant has been locally owned and operated. From mouth-watering prime rib to delectable ice cream pie, Nick's has it all. Their cozy atmosphere and great service will make you feel right at home. Plus, their banquet space is perfect for any event. Visit them at 895 South Jefferson Avenue or online at nickscookville.com. Nick's Restaurant is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Back here at Smith County High School, it's 11-0. Top of the fourth, Gordonsville coming back to the plate. 4, 5, and 6 due up again. Or I beg your pardon, not 4, 5, and 6. It's 8, 9, and 1. Laura Thompson, Camry Johnson, and back to the top in Kat Johnson. Last inning for Smith County. First run, they didn't allow any runs across. 1 in the first, 10 in the second, and then a clean inning there in the third with Laura Carlisle coming to the circle.
Yeah, she did a really nice job at mixing up the locations, and it really kept Gordonsville off balance. We'll see if she can continue that here. Obviously in a huge hole, 11-0, but just trying to make this game longer at this point, see if you can scrape 1 or 2 across. The problem for them is Dillard's also been really good in relief since checking in for Kaylee Plumley. So second pitchers are both doing a really nice job.
She did allow 1 base runner by way of walk, but was able to get a fly out, a pop out, and another fly out to get out of the inning. And we'll see what she can do here again against 8, 9, and 1, who 8, 9 and Laura Thompson and Camry Johnson have not recorded an out. They also have not scored. They've got 4 runs across here in the ballgame so far.
Not scored.
Every time they've come to the plate, they've come around to score.
Interesting.
Can you use a double negative there?
You just did, so I guess you can.
We're going to make it work.
There you go.
Try to get an update over on Smith County baseball. The Owls are on top 7-1 in the bottom of the fourth over there. Actually ahead of us.
Wow.
11-0 here with the Tigerettes on top.
Yeah, this has been the longest 3 innings that I've ever been a part of personally in an 11-0 ball game. It's just true.
Bennett Gammon has been walked 3 times in the bottom of the fourth over there. That's the right decision.
Yeah, probably a smart move. But this one, we're an hour and 15 minutes in. And
we'd be done with Upperman baseball in 7 innings.
It's true.
We were the other night.
Yeah.
Comes the 1-0 from Carlisle. That one's upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes.
That's been the miss for Carlisle checking in. She has a couple of down, but the rest have been up for her. She tries to make them fall off and find the zone.
Comes the 2-0. That one doesn't quite drop enough, and it's 3-0 now to Laura Thompson, the designated player for the Tigerettes today. Mentioned Goose out here. He'll probably head up and watch some baseball as well. 3-0. And that one misses inside. It's another walk and a leadoff walk issued here in the fourth.
Yeah, no terrible misses for Carlisle in the circle, but it was just a really nice job taking pitches for Thompson, forcing her to put it over the plate. We'll see if that continues here, but that's what you want at your 8-9 hole. Flip it over. You got the huge bats limit. Obviously, there's some pop in the bats down here, a lot of speed, but find a way on base, and you start to stack these big innings.
Camry Johnson, 2 for 2. Couple of singles, 2 runs driven in, and 2 runs scored. Pretty productive day out of the 9 spot. Shows bunt, pulls it back. Underwood drops it. It is a strike, and it will be a stolen back for Laura Thompson at second base.
And pretty much every time the Tigerettes have had a runner on first, they're moving. They head down to second, and really only one play that was even kind of close out there at second. So just adding on to that pressure, runner in scoring position, trying to bring more across.
So Johnson at the plate now with an 0-1 count and a runner in scoring position, as Noah mentioned. That one misses 1-1. The Tigerettes trying to win their 20th game of the season. It is April 16th.
It's a lot of wins at the end of the season.
They had 37 wins last year. As they won all 4 games in the 1A state tournament.
By a lot.
By a lot. That was, I think, their closest game in the postseason last year was actually the sectional.
Yep. So now I got the comment section fired away. My granny is from Hickman. My mom's from Hickman. All my mom's extended family's from Hickman. And now we've dispersed across the southeast. And now we're going to check the count. I got it at 1 and 2. I don't know what we have here.
Yeah, I got 1 and 1.
All right.
I might have missed one, though.
Well, it's 1 and 1 on the field, and that's the only thing that matters.
The comment section can tell us.
I was very close to hitting her. She jumped out of the way. So I spent a ton of time in Hickman growing up at my granny's house on the hill, as I mentioned. And what felt like 18-hour-long doctor's appointments every week. That was fun.
This is the 2-1. That one's upstairs. 3 balls and a strike now to Camry Johnson at the plate.
My parents, or my mom rather, in the marching band at Gordonsville High School, as was my aunt. My aunt played basketball at Gordonsville High School.
Roots run deep.
My uncles were messing around at Gordonsville High School, I'm sure, not doing what they're supposed to do.
That one bounces in there, and it's another walk issued, this time to Camry Johnson. Back-to-back walks to open up this 4th inning. And it's back to the top of the lineup for the Tigerettes. Cat Johnson steps in.
And 4 across for Gordonsville would push it to the run rule if nothing comes across for Smith County in the bottom half. So the Lady Owls got to be careful here, already knowing they need at least 2 in the next 2 innings. You don't want to take 1 inning off the board.
Johnson looking for a first pitch. He was hit by a pitch, came around to score in the 3rd. And ground down to pop out so far as well.
And the location just a little bit off right now for Carlisle. And we saw a lot of swings in the last frame. Gordonsville taking a much more patient approach here, even when they got down 2 strikes in that last AB.
1-0 to Johnson at the plate. Runners on first and second. Nobody out, and that one way out of the hands. And runners will advance up to second and third. Didn't quite release it. It'll be 2-0.
Yeah, that's simple. Just didn't come out clean at all. Shake it off and get to the next pitch.
I was talking with Coach Holder before and saying, Collins, they're senior, but they've got a lot of first-year pitchers this year as well. So they've got some young talent that they're still trying to develop at Smith County. Comes the 2-0 from Carlisle. That's a good-looking one, but just misses, and it's 3-0.
Yeah, and that's where the approach really comes through for a young freshman in Johnson. That looks like a good pitch. You can't touch that.
Base empty. 3-0. Kaylee Plumley on deck.
This is not an ideal situation.
And that is ball 4. And a good job by Underwood to keep it in front. And Johnson will make her way.
I swear to God, I would walk her. This is the Barry Bonds treatment.
I was say it happened to Barry Bonds.
You're going to take first.
Happened to Adley Rutschman as well in college.
12-0 is better than 15-0. And she's due.
Did reach in her last AB on the little pop fly that found the outfield. This one drilled out to right, and that one down for a hit. Bounces right in front of the right fielder. Plates 1 run. Here comes another one. It's a 2-run single, and then the 3rd run will come across as well. Johnson running hard the whole way. Where we going? 2 RBI single, 3 RBI single, 3 RBI single for Kaylee Plumley.
And the throw came in, and the reason I'm saying it's an RBI is because for it to get home in time, I don't think it was happening. As they were chugging along, that ball was crushed. It was a line drive for Plumley into right field. She got a huge smile on her face as she jogs off. Now, Tigerettes 1 run away from a magic number, and that's just Kaylee Plumley doing Kaylee Plumley things. First pitch, she likes it, makes no mistake sending it to right.
She's now driven in 5 runs here in this ball game. Kaylee Underwood comes on to run, and maybe a face mask malfunction here for Carlisle. She'll get a new one. So they get a new face mask out of the dugout. And Carlisle will get back in. Abby Brinkley coming back to the plate. Popped out her last time up. Reached base a couple of times in the first 2 innings by way of walk. I mentioned Plumley. She got one she could handle and ripped it out to right field. Plates 3 runs. It's 14-0 here in the top of the 4th. And if the Tigerettes get one more across and Smith County can't plate any coming up in the bottom part of the inning, this game will end a little bit early. Underwood trying to take second base, will slide in safely for the stolen bag.
Again, every time somebody's been at first virtually today, they're immediately looking to move to second. 1 through 9 in the order, doesn't matter. Head down, get another bag, get in a scoring position.
There was a ball issued to Brinkley, so it's 1-0 to the center fielder for the Tigerettes. And that one in the dirt as well, and then Underwood will advance as it gets away from Underwood behind the plate, and it's 2-0. So that is your 15th run over there at third base. And the important number right now, no outs in the inning for the Tigerettes.
Yeah, it feels like they're not done yet.
2-0. High in the air out to center. Playable for Spivey, and will make the catch. Tagging up is Underwood, and she will score. So it'll be the sac fly RBI for Abby Brinkley.
Yep, that's exactly what you would expect a player like Abby Brinkley to do. You got to put it in play deep enough. No problem there. Makes it 15-0.
So 15-0. Bases empty now and 1 out in the inning for Smith County with Bailey Stewart coming to the plate. Flew out to center her last time. She'll step in here for the 4th time today, has reached base a couple of times, 2 singles. Her courtesy runner has scored a run. She has driven in a run. This one high and deep out to right, back at the wall, and hits the bottom of the fence. Stewart into second base safely, and it is a deep driven double for Bailey Stewart.
Well, I know we're a little bit out of practice because I was sure that ball was gone off the bat. Just hit probably 3 feet away from being out of here. That was a well-struck softball, and now, second inning, they're starting to time it up. They're sitting back a little bit and sending these balls into the outfield.
Mackenzie Herron now stepping in with a runner in scoring position in the form of Paisley Underwood, who will come on to run.
I mean, how many teams is Mackenzie Herron the best player on the team? Like the unquestioned.
Well, you could go down the lineup
that's
and
what I'm
probably
saying.
do
Like,
that, yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. This is a stacked Tigerettes team. I mean, you don't win 2 state championships for no reason. And obviously, there's Eagleville a couple of years ago, Joe Burns last year. They've had some good battles with Joe Burns in previous years as well.
Probably Eagleville again this year, but this is a heavy, heavy favorite.
Yeah. There's the 1-0 from Carlisle. That one misses down in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes to Herron at the plate. Reached base safely 3 times today. A couple of walks, a double, run driven in, and a run scored. 15 runs across for the Tigerettes. This one swung on and a foul ball, and it's not something that is rare for them to do. They have done it quite a bit this season. Obviously 19-1 on the year, a very good record. A lot of those have been run rule victories. They actually have had 2 of their closer games in their last 2 against Upperman and Smyrna. That one's a called strike. Or I beg your pardon. Ball 3.
Yeah,
3-1.
I love this umpire so much. He knows he's helping us out majorly.
In district play especially, they have put up some big numbers. That is ball 4. And Herron will make her way down to first base.
Again, I'll say it just feels like they're not done yet. Callie Dillard's trying. She's got home run power. 2 on, just 1 out. And it was a productive out on the RBI.
And Dillard back to the plate now with, like he said, runners on first and second and 1 gone. That one misses low. Runners thought about trying to advance. Paisley Underwood, the courtesy runner out there for Bailey Stewart at second base.
She was a split second away from taking off. She was really thinking about it. Got halfway between the bags and then retreated.
And Carlisle on the Smith County defense searching for outs right now in a 15-0 ball game. That one misses for a ball, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, really searching for strikes right now. Got to find a way to get ahead in some of these counts. There's a knot. Gordonsville knows you got to put it across the plate, and they're teeing off.
Been 5 walks issued so far from Lauren Carlisle. 10 in the ball game for Smith County pitching, and that one goes to 3-0. Mentioned talking with Coach Holder before the game, saying they've got a lot of first-year pitchers, so even after Carlisle, there's not a ton of experience after. Comes the 3-0, and taking the whole way, it's another walk issued. So bases loaded now for Kaylin Roberts.
Uh-oh. That's my analysis. Uh-oh. It says, we're going to get a runner on here.
Upper Cumberland Reporter, where you come for hard-hitting analysis.
Uh-oh. This is not ideal for the home team right now. It's very much ideal for the road team right now.
Uh-oh, he says.
It's called color commentary, buddy. I don't know what to tell you.
It's colorful.
That's all I got.
Maddie Walker's on a run.
You got anything better?
No.
Yep. Uh-oh feels appropriate.
Kaylin Roberts is at the plate. Bases loaded for the Tigerettes. Roberts flew out to left her last time up.
What time is our game tomorrow?
6 o'clock.
Okay.
We got some time, actually.
Just making sure.
It's one of the later games of the season. Why play at 6?
Yeah, I don't
Answer
like
me
it.
That. Here's the 1-0. Upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes.
And eventually I think Smith County may be forced to go somewhere just because the control's not there right now. And you don't want to just force it out there with balls and you can't get them across the plate. It's a tough spot. It's not easy. Yeah.
That ball is hammered by Roberts down the line, but just foul. A one bouncer into the fence. Caitlin Roberts almost put it out of here.
Yeah, it was almost 19-0. That ball was hit hard. But again, that slower velocity has worked at times because that ball's a little bit straighter. It's certainly extra bases for Roberts.
So Roberts now with the 2-1 count, still the hitters count. Got something she could handle there, and just a one bouncer, but just foul into the fence. Here's the 2-1. And that one misses inside.
Man, it's not a bad pitch there, and it's a really good take by Roberts because we mentioned that inside part has been there, but that time is just over the white.
3 balls, 1 strike to Roberts at the plate. Bases loaded for the Tigerettes, nowhere to put her with 1 out. Carlisle trying to find the zone, and that'll be ball 4. It brings home another run for the Tigerettes, and they will bat around here in the inning.
Uh-oh. That's all I got. Pinch hitter, I believe.
You are correct.
How about that? I got something right.
Lakin Roberts, the designated player, or the third baseman, is going to bat in the designated player spot.
And Lady Owl fans, I regret to inform you that she can hit too. This team's loaded. This team's freaking loaded.
So Lakin Roberts will step in, her first AB of the day. And there's a good strike across for Lauren Carlisle.
And that's it. For Carlisle right now, forget about everything. Forget about the traffic on the base pass, the score. Just put it over the plate. If they send it a long way, they send it a long way. Find a way to put it over the plate and throw strikes.
16-0 is the lead. That one blocked up well by Underwood. 1-1 here to Roberts in the spot of Laura Thompson, who, well, she reached base 3 times and scored 3 runs.
I have no clue who I'm going to pick for player of the game.
Yeah, good luck. 1-1. And swung on, and a foul ball. 1-2.
You don't believe in giving it to pitchers, but I do, so that gives me some options. So I've been told.
No,
the press box boys have told me.
You can pick the pitcher of the winning team every single game. You got to mix it up sometimes, especially in high school. Here's the 1-2, and a good foul off there by Lakin Roberts. So Kaylin Roberts over at first base, reaches base by a walk.
Hey, remember how I said this is the longest 3 innings of all time?
We are in the 4th.
It's now the longest
yes,
3 in a 3rd inning.
Here's the 1-2. That one at second base. Bamford makes the catch.
Really nice catch out there at second. That ball was ripped on a line. Stick the glove up. That's one of those times where if it hits the wrong part of the glove, it could pop out. She catches it. It's a really nice play for out number 2.
Oh, now we got a battle between the
The
dogs.
weenie dog and the mutt, it looks like.
It was a basset hound. Come on. Well, kind of, I think.
I don't know.
It's a mix, maybe.
Yeah. Goose has a photo of the dog.
Stepping in, Camry Johnson. 2 gone now in the inning. And swinging at the first pitch, it's strike 1.
May I make a recommendation for Smith County? Get this out.
It's a good recommendation.
Yeah.
It's good color commentary.
You probably need this out right here.
They will have a chance coming up in the bottom of the 4th, but going to have a lot of runs. That one is hit hard down the line. Johnson, it's just fouling. It was not by much.
I think by like 6 inches or so. That was close.
He's sitting right on the line,
Yeah,
so
no,
he's
I
got
like
a great angle
I
of
like
it.
the call. I think it was foul. It was tailing that way. If it was a little straighter, we'd be okay. Look at one of Goose's golf shots just fading out to the left. He's giving a big head nod. No, the hole's over there. You're going away from the hole's in right field.
Bounces off the side of the green, caroms off.
Followed by a punch of the golf cart a couple of times.
This one is going to be another foul ball.
She is ripping it right now. It's 16-0, bases loaded. Try to get yourself a grand slam.
Yeah, it's the Upperman Bees yesterday and wind in a short field.
Yep.
Trying to crank them. 0-2 here to Camry Johnson. And that one upstairs. One ball, 2 strikes. Carlisle trying to get out of the inning for Smith County. It's a really nice catch by Bamford at second for the second out of the inning. Off the bat of Lakin Roberts. Comes the 1-2.
He's a better man than me. It was a ball. I know what I'm calling it. With emphasis.
It is 2-2,
It
right?
is 2-2.
Okay. And that one hit well, out to left, and Bledsoe able to make the catch out in left field. So a couple of nice plays to end the top of the fourth. Smith County down to their final chance. Coming up in the bottom of the inning, 16-0 the score. You're watching high school softball on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Proudly introducing Upper Cumberland Generators for all your home power solutions. Locally owned and operated, Upper Cumberland Generators are here to make sure you have peace of mind no matter the situation. With new and reliable generators. Call 931-265-1702 for more information or to order yours today.
Turfmasters Landscape Management has been serving the Upper Cumberland since 1996. They offer a variety of services, including lawn maintenance, landscape design and installation, landscape lighting, irrigation systems, and more. For more information, contact Matt Wilson at 931-261-1587 today. Turfmasters Landscape Management is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. The Real Estate Collective Auction Group offers expertise in a variety of services, including real estate, personal property, equipment, and nonprofit benefit auctions. Call 931-559-9500 for more information or see their upcoming auctions at letsgorico.com. The Real Estate Collective Auction Group is proud to support student athletes in our area and this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Livingston Regional Hospital is Livingston's hometown hospital. Located at 315 Oak Street, Livingston Regional Hospital provides compassionate, quality care for all patients from local people you can trust, so you can count on them to treat you like family. Their excellent staff offers years of experience and training to meet the needs of all patients. They understand the importance of providing care in a professional and comforting manner. They're proud to partner with Livingston Academy Athletics through the LRH Sports Medicine Team. Livingston Regional Hospital is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Welcome back here to Smith County High School, 16-0. The Gordonsville Tigerettes on top in the rivalry game. And it has been all Tigerettes in this one, 16-0. They lead at Smith County coming up here in the bottom of the fourth. They've got 4, 5, and 6-2 up. Lauren Carlisle, Shelby Bamford, and Lily Bell. Callie Dillard out there in the circle. We've got some changes out in the field as well. No Kaylee Plumley anymore. Abby Brinkley is over at first base. I'm going to guess one of the Underwoods is out in center field. Looks like Kaylee Underwood. And we'll try to keep you updated on the rest of them. Update up on the baseball diamond. Smith County, they're trying to end it early as well. They're up 10-1 right now. They've got a runner at second base in the bottom of the fifth, so they'll have a chance to end that ball game early. That's a District 1 against York Institute.
Yeah, it'd be a big win for Smith County. That's a tough district. Of course, with Watertown at the top, you can't afford to drop any if you're the Owls.
There's a called strike, and it's 1-1 to Carlisle at the plate. They had Bennett Gammon going, starting in that one. He get 4 hits, just the 1 run, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts, and then Lapham, Jacob Lapham, coming on to finish it out.
Terrible name. First name.
Just so mean to these high school kids. Here's the ground ball, and Johnson's throw a little bit high. Off into the dugouts, not into the dugout, off of the dugout wall. And reaching base safely will be Carlisle on the E6.
For the record, that's a joke about Jacob Vinson, who's my friend to my left. Please save your emails. Thank you. First mistake Gordonsville's really made in the field in this game, though. We'll see if Smith County can capitalize on it.
Shelby Bamford will step in. Made a really nice catch on that line drive there in that last half inning. That one misses upstairs. It's 1-0.
And in the grand scheme of things, it'll be forgotten, but it's twice that Smith County has left the bases loaded in this game defensively. So while it is very lopsided, it could have even be more so. They did get some key outs.
1-0 here to Bamford with a runner on first as Carlisle was able to reach base safely. Dillard brings it home. Upstairs again. 2 balls and no strikes.
I think it's 12 after 4 as well after talking to Goose. But don't quote me on that.
There's the 2-0.
Be fun to go do
upstairs.
a game from up there.
That's what I was mentioning. We were trying to figure out where to go from. There's actually a hill out in left field. I actually thought the field was turned a little bit, but there's a very large hill up here beyond third base line. It's all rocks, though. So
up on top, there's a bench.
That's
that's
true.
There.
Goose mentioning as well, Bamford, a part of the very successful Smith County volleyball team as she draws a walk here. Now 2 runners on first and second. First walk issued by Callie Dillard. Lily Bell, the first baseman, will step in now. Nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth, and again, they need a few runs across to try to keep this one going. Need at least 2, we think. Might be 12. You were very sure earlier.
Well, I know it's 15 after 3.
Okay.
But it may be 12 after 4 as well.
Gotcha.
So if it's 15, it's over either way. So the question is, if it was 13, would it be over or not? That's the
There's the 1-0. Swing and a miss by Bell.
And I used to say that with confidence what the run rules were. Like, I'm pretty sure I know what it is, but then we got screamed at one time.
Softball is, well, the game ended and we were still broadcasting.
That's
so
we've been screamed at a few times, so I've just decided to wait. And then some games went after 2 innings, and others went after.
We did get screamed
6.
at in baseball as well. Yep. Found out real quickly.
Yeah.
You got to play 5.
You would have thought we committed a war crime with how we got yelled at in that one.
It's 2-1 here to Bell. She's got the only hit of the game for the Lady Owls. This one swung on and a foul ball. And 2-2. Dillard trying to close it out and pick up the 20th win of the season for the Tigerettes. 19-1 so far. And again, their only loss to Coffee County a little bit earlier this year.
We don't have lights down here. We better pick up the pace on this.
The sun is starting to set over that hill up behind us. That foul ball into the net. I think we're good sun-wise. We're just not going to have direct sunlight. Maybe right field, but not going to be for a little bit. 2-2 count here to Bell. Nobody out. Runners on first and second for the Lady Owls.
And I will say this for Smith County. They can score in bunches. They have shown that throughout this year, so looking to put some pressure on.
Swing and a miss. A big strikeout there for Callie Dillard. It's her 3rd of the day in the first out of the inning.
Yeah, and right on cue, a great pitch for Dillard. It rises up on that outside, tailing away, and a big swing and a miss. And see if that rallies her back after a couple of base runners reach.
Yeah, you mentioned Smith County. They can score in bunches. We talked about it. Every single one of their games this year has ended in a run rule in the rating 4 on the year.
It's an insane stat.
They've not had a single close game. Check behind the runner. Did they get the tag applied? No.
She missed the tag. It was a great throw down and a really good slide, feet first, and the tag just swiped above where she was. She was on the bag first. It's a good
again,
call.
It is Brinkley over there at first base now. They made the change. Plumley comes out. Looks like one of the Underwoods out in center field. That one misses for ball 1, 1-1. One out in the inning after the strikeout. 3rd strikeout of the day for Callie Dillard. They are in relief. Plumley got the start in the circle. Just went the first inning after the 10 runs came across in the top of the second. Comes the 1-1. Misses low and inside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
You just never know when you may need a Callie Dillard to come in and give you a big inning in a state tournament or in wherever. And so they're giving her that experience. She's getting a lot of innings this year, and she's been really solid, 9-0 in the circle.
Smith County baseball, they have won 11-1. Run rule fashion over York Institute up on the baseball diamond behind us. That one misses low, 3-1. Next up here for the Smith County softball team, they actually are going to York Institute tomorrow. They'll be at White County on Friday. So a couple of good matchups for this Smith County team. There's the 3-1 from Dillard, and a swing and a miss. We've run full.
Really nice pitch. See if that puts Dillard into attack mode. You get the swing and the miss.
Tigerettes get Watertown tomorrow, and then a district matchup with Pickett County. The payoff, and fouled off. Try it again. Get Pickett County Monday and Tuesday next week. And then they'll get maybe a revenge game with Coffee County after that.
Ooh, that's fun. What day of the week is that?
Tuesday. 3-2. Popped up right side,
Tough play.
shallow right. Second baseman back, and it falls out of the glove. Throw to second, though, and they get the out there. So they do get the second out of the inning after it pops out of the glove. Going back and trying to make the catch was Kaylin Roberts. And reaching base safely will be Belle Underwood.
It's the second tough break for Smith County on a play like that where it's been a little pop-up and it's dropped in and you've had to wait because if it ends up being caught, you don't want to get thrown behind. That time leads to the second out and a little bit of a break for Gordonsville.
And a change here for Smith County as well. As mentioned, Maddie Bledsoe came in, so she is in the spot for Chloe Collins and batting for the first time. A strike across. 2 outs in the inning here for Gordonsville. Runners on first and third for Smith County. Bledsoe made a couple of nice catches out there and left. This one's fouled off and 0-2.
New rule, if you catch it on a ricochet,
Savannah Bananas.
you're out.
Savannah Bananas. I don't know if it's a ricochet, but if you catch a foul ball, it is an out.
Yeah. If a fan catches a foul ball.
I just saw they sold out Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. 2 nights. Here's the 0-2. And fouled off again. We'll try it again.
They're set up football stadiums.
It's crazy.
I don't like it in football stadiums.
It's
This look is
crazy.
good in football stadiums.
When you can sell 50,000, 60,000 tickets for it's baseball, but a little bit different. Dillard trying to finish it out. Here is the 0-2. Just a little bit low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Maddie Bledsoe at the plate. First time today. Slotted in for Chloe Collins after she came out of the game and Carlisle went to the circle. 2 outs in the inning. Runners on the corners for the Lady Owls. 1-2. And 2 balls and 2 strikes.
She's lining up pretty far off the plate here. Let's see if Dillard tries to get that outside part of the zone.
Deuce is wild here in the bottom of the 4th. 16-0 lead for the Tigerettes. Here is the 2-2. Ground ball left side, picked up in fair territory. Throw to first is in time. A nice play over at third base by Lakin Roberts. And that makes it 16-0 through 4. And that is it. They are going to go through the line. So a nice play by Lakin Roberts over at third base. And Gordonsville picks up their 20th win of the season.
Clinical effort today for the Gordonsville Tigerettes. They have the one inning where they don't do anything offensively. Everything other than that, they brought multiple runs across. 1 run in the first and then exploded with the 10 runs in the second to really put it away. And a nice job by Callie Dillard. Coming into the circle in relief of Kaylee Plumley. Doesn't miss a beat. Smith County, they showed fight throughout. The errors really hurt them in the second inning, and this Gordonsville team is just elite in every part of the game. They're elite defensively, they're elite in the circle, and they are sensational 1 through 9 in the batting order.
16-0, they win it. Gordonsville 7 hits on the day. Smith County just 1 hit today, 8 errors in the field. A big reason why those 16 runs come across. Kaylee Plumley got the start. 1 inning, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Callie Dillard came on in relief. 3 innings, allowed 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. At the plate for Gordonsville today, a couple of nice days. Cameron Johnson 2 for 3 with 3 runs scored and a run driven in. Obviously, Kaylee Plumley drove in 5, was 2 for 4 as well at the plate. And you said it, going to be tough to pick the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the game today.
5 RBIs, Kaylee Plumley.
Sure.
She 3 punch-outs in the first inning, 5 RBIs on the other side. A nod to Bailey Stewart, who gets 3 hits in this ball game today as well. But 5 RBIs, starts the game strong in the circle, sets the tone for this Gordonsville team as she usually does, and they roll to a big win over their arch rival.
Smith County goes on the road to York Institute tomorrow. Gordonsville will take on Watertown coming up tomorrow as well. For us, we've got baseball action coming up tomorrow. Upperman taking on Station Camp. 6 o'clock start time in Baxter, live right here on the main UCR Facebook page and YouTube channel. Gordonsville wins it 16-0. They improve to 20-1 on the season. Smith County falls to 8-5 on the season, and their streak of run rule games continues this year. 13 run rule games that they have been a part of. Hopefully you join us tomorrow. Goose was out here today, so go to UpperCumberlandReporter.com. Coming up in just a little bit, he'll have the full recap, game story, photos as well, and you can check those out on our social media. That'll do it for us. For Goose, Noah McKay, I'm Jacob Vincent saying so long from Smith County. The Tigerettes win it 16-0 and 4.